Hello, and welcome back to Second Act Sobriety. I'm Dr. Donald Crowe. For 40 years of practicing medicine, I thought I knew just about everything about alcoholism. I watched it devastate patients, destroy families, and claim lives. What I didn't know was how to keep it from destroying my own life. Now, 27 years sober, I can tell you this. Sobriety isn't just about not drinking. It's a journey through distinct phases I couldn't foresee, but that now appear clearly looking back over 10,000 days of sobriety. And today, I want to share those phases with you because understanding them might just change how you see your own path to freedom. Even when I'm alone, I rarely feel alone. There's a voice in my head, observing, interpreting, instructing, the narrator for my life. For decades, I assumed that voice was me. And in the early years, that voice seemed to love one word: should. You should work hard. You should look both ways before crossing the street. You should relax and have a drink. At first, it gave useful advice. But over time, another word crept in: should not. You should not drive home. You should not flirt with your boss's wife. You should not yell at your spouse. And soon I realized almost every one of those should nots came after I drank more than I had planned. And that's when the thought showed up: you should not drink. But I dismissed it again and again. I spent decades stuck in that should not drink phase. Eventually, consequences caught up. Monitoring, restrictions, and the threat of punishment forced me into treatment, into the phase of I cannot drink. During this time, the voice was subdued. It seemed resigned to its fate. For about 30 days, this external structure held me in check, and I thought maybe that was enough. But at 1 month sober, an earth-shattering realization hit me. Intoxicants were still out there. I could drink, and if I was clever enough, I could get around the monitoring. That showed me how brittle the I cannot phase really was. But the danger of relapse remained crystal clear. Even though I could not drink, the voice almost screamed, I must not drink, because the risks were just too high. This phase was marked by urgency. Staying sober meant submitting to the new and unfamiliar. Outpatient programs, AA meetings, physical activity, rigorous sleep schedules. They weren't my favorite, but they became lifelines. I must not drink was about survival. And it worked. It helped me stack days into weeks and weeks into months. With time, the urgency faded. External monitoring disappeared. Life stabilized. And I moved into a phase that seemed like progress. I will not drink. But this was perilous. It implied I was back in control, making the choices. And choice meant pondering other possible choices. Here's the problem. Saying, I will not drink today, leaves the door cracked open for tomorrow. I will not drink too easily became, I will not drink the same way I used to. Choice defined this stage, and choice became exhausting. Constantly weighing drink or not to drink eroded my peace of mind. Eventually, I made the wrong choice. I drank again. But relapse didn't erase my progress. I retraced the phases. I should not, I cannot, I must not, much faster this time. And I began to see the I will not phase as the quicksand it was. More importantly, I saw a way out of the trap. That was not the end of the journey. More work remained. Ironically, I'd been told this by those with long-term sobriety, and now I was ready to listen. With time, I reached the final phase. I need not drink. This final phase is the promise of sobriety. Here, alcohol becomes irrelevant. No more daily choices, no more white-knuckling. It's about transformation. Those who live here don't say, I will not drink. The voice in their head quietly says, I need not drink. They've grown into people who no longer require alcohol to change how they feel. For me, this phase means peace with myself and peace with the world. When alcohol loses its power to matter, sobriety finally delivers on its promise: freedom to live an authentic life. So if that voice in your head has whispered that maybe it's time to examine your relationship with alcohol, listen. Your journey won't look exactly like mine. These phases aren't a blueprint, but knowing they exist might help you see where you are and where you're heading. Thanks for watching. If this helped, please subscribe, give us a like, and ring the bell so you don't miss future videos. And leave a comment below. I read everyone and I'll respond. Remember, giving up drinking doesn't mean giving up anything real. It means opening the door to the life you deserve. Check out these other videos on the channel. Sometimes a different perspective makes all the difference. See you in the next one.